The final villain in the entirety of Fairy Tail is someone that at least I'm happy about and all that, because it's a motherfucking Acnologia. The question is though whether or not he's going to be going down like an actual true final villain, because trust me, a lot of villains have been going in Fairy Tail, so let's hope at least that for the final bout. And I've got to say, for 7 chapters remaining, and I think that's a pretty prominent number, 7, and especially with what's being set up right now with the Dragon Slayers, I think this is where Hero is like, okay, now it's time for Acnologia, now it's time for the Dragon Slayers. You know, 7, he has like a huge boner with this number and all that, like every time. But let's get into this chapter, which is just a pure, let's just Acnologia just be a monster, because that's all it is. And yes, it is him, because who was fucking surprising? So yeah, look, I'm just gonna take a second just to glow for the people that thought like Acnologia was fucking just done like that. Like a lot of people where it's like, we still had so many chapters, unless like why the fuck are they gonna do like 10 chapters worth of fucking epilogue or something like that? That'd be stupid. But it's like, no, you had Acnologia punching through the ravines of time. Let's just pretend like time theory just doesn't work for a second. The fucking universe would collapse if shit like that happened, like at all, as he just tears through like reality. And even as well as like, you have not only once, like you have just not even fixed the problem of Acnologia, you've made it worse. You've generally made it worse, because, like, as he was saying, he ate the ravines of time, and now he's become stronger, and I'm just there like, oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, for fuck's sake. How can you... He's the Dragon King. He eats magic. You literally cannot physically beat him unless with the power of Nakama, or where the fuck. It's going to be ending of the series of that. Like, apparently that nigga is magic, but... This is like, you just keep giving him more power, and it's just like, even the, like, he's saying as he's absorbed time power, and as he gets all these, like, kill lights about him, and I'm not gonna lie, I like a beastly attack, as he just screams to the heavens, like saying, vanish to extinction, you lowly humans, and he just does eternal flare, and annihilates fucking Fiore, just all of this, and you just get this entire like couple of pages of just pure like just destruction of Acnologia, just letting it all go. And like Earth's just like, everyone fucking duck right now, he is releasing meteor rain right now, get down. And everyone is trying to duck at, but like everything's being hit by this fucking technique, like continents and shit like that. Fiore is just like a fucking battle, like just an entire bit of ground right now for him. Like, I just, like, this whole showing off your powers, like, you did nothing, humans, and this is what you're gonna have. Here's a reward. I'm gonna flex my wings a little bit, have something of this, and by the way, I've absorbed time now, so yeah, enjoy that. And the question is, though, with especially what he does, especially to Wendy, like he even absorbs Wendy into it. He's saying like, I need to become the perfect dragon of extinction. Like this is the thing he needs to say. Like he is like the Dragon King, the magic Dragon King, like all of this, but extinction is the next level. I just need to exterminate everything on the fucking planet. Alright, that's just how we roll with Acnologia. And like even as well, where how he says this, and it's interesting, like consuming all the dragons into the confines of his time, as he starts laughing, and even the other Dragon Slayer started like, strangely enough though, Laxus is, so this isn't just affecting just the first and third generation, the ones that actually have Dragon Soul, this is affecting the ones with Lacrima as well, because even with that, they even say as well, like what, like when they mentioned as well that Eric as well, what was known as Cobra has disappeared as well, and they even mentioned as well Sting and Rogue, and this is what happened to Natsu. It's not the fact that Natsu died, it's the fact that I'm guessing with like, and this is the problem where it isn't explained, where he is in the ravines of time, like he's in there with the other Dragon Slayers, and he meets Acnologia, and there's a confusion where it's like, so is this part in a different fucking realm of like entire plane? Because how it looked like when we saw the only one little panel, it looks a lot like the Celestial Spirit realm. So is it this like, it kind of way where I guess where it's like he is in this borderline between reality, like same thing with the other Dragon Slayers. So that's the thing where I'm happy where like we'd set up that where it's like all the Dragon Slayers, I'm happy that it's like it seemingly the series is going to be ending with like all the Dragon Slayers are going to be needed to finish off Acnologia, and it feels like the way to even fucking beat him is to beat him in his own dimension, and only the Dragon Slayers can even do this because they're the ones being absorbed. Everyone else is being taken out of the game right now, like just do that. But there was something interesting, and I remember reading the chapter, and I remember a lot of people actually, like, I'm not even taking credit for this, like, some people actually drawing the line with this, and it's interesting with what Lucy's been doing throughout all of this, like, with the crying, and with some of the stuff that's being mentioned as well, like, in this chapter, is, like, all this part where it's bringing stuff from, like, the prophecy that Lucy had, like, where she was going to be, like, singing more, like, she was crying, singing under, like, the crumbling of Fiore itself, and this is what they were mentioning. This is, like, this wasn't, like, predicting the Dragon War, this was predicting just, like, all, this entire finale. This is what, like, Lucy is, like, this is what they say, like, she was crying, and it even makes sense. She's got the same outfit, she's also as well as talking as well about the apocalypse, extinction, like, all this stuff that's happening, and that's kind of interesting. I kind of wish there was more hints throughout the later of the series, but it's, like, something that a lot of people mention, saying, oh, that's what happens, whereas, like, oh, that was halfway through the series, and now we're kind of bringing it back to the finale, and I did appreciate that for the most part. I did like that, but I kind of wish it had a little bit more meaning weight, and I feel like a lot of this feel like that because there was some really fucking rough parts through this arc, but generally that I'm happy that it's Acnologia. Like, I've mentioned so many times, it's just, I'm glad it's just not a fucking, like, just a last villain, like, out of fucking nowhere, like, whereas, like, this is just some random guy who's got, and it's someone that we've known so long, and finally, like, this is something we want to see, because Natsu's, like, even vowed as well to, like, E.N.D, like, he was going to take care of this guy, and we've had fucking nothing. We haven't had them confront at all. Like, ever since that, like, whole fight that you saw them fighting, he's only had, like, a little tiny interaction with Tenrojima, which was just him attempting to hurt him, and it was like, you're a fucking fly. And then even with this now as well, with Emil, when he's just, like, he just basically said, I'm gonna kick his ass, and that's it. Like, he hasn't really had any more interaction. The question is, though, how, like, we're gonna be getting it next chapter, how do you explain the human form Acnologia here, and the Dragon one? But it's clearly shown that they are going to be needing to destroy this form of Acnologia to take that down, because no way in hell that the fucking other guys and all that, that's up to Natsu and everyone else to deal with that. So I feel like the majority that this is going to be done in a month or so, like this, the entire fight. Like, so we've got all this, we've got 7 chapters left, like, with the whole entire series, but I feel like it's going to be a month of that, or like 5 or so that's going to be doing, and then the last 2 chapters maybe wrap it up, maybe even 3. So we could see this like fight and all that lasting about 4 chapters, 5 chapters to the finale, which I feel like fun. I feel like the Naruto and Sasuke one, and then the Naruto was about like 3, 2, I think. I was like, sure. So I want to see that. Personally, I would love to have like 2 volumes dedicated to it. That's always how I wanted. I wanted like 14 chapters or so like that, or 20 like that. But we'll have to wait and see. Like, but overall and all that, I'm curious to see what you guys like thought about this and all that. I kind of like some of the like hinting and some of the setup that they had. Also as well, I didn't really mention the cover as well. It's like got the Grand Magic Games on there, so we're definitely really bloody close and all that to wrapping up the series as well. And there was a couple of things I liked and all that, but like then again, like it's showing a lot now that Natsu's here. I kind of want a little bit more explanation about like how exactly with him with the ravines of the world and all that. Explain Acnologia is like, you know, how he's in 2 different places at once. So this is why I get the theory of fucking time and space. It just goes fucking anyway when you make a series like that. And also as well saying that I really hope that we get this out with the Dragon Slayers. I hope it's just not all Natsu. I know Natsu has to finish the fucking fight, but I want everyone to deal with that. And like whether or not it's like, the guy's fucking broken, so let's not have a bullshit reason. I have a feeling we are going to get that, but let's just hope and all that, you know, with the final fight of the series and all that, the final villain right here, Acnologia, it ends up being awesome, and I hope that and all that. But I have to wait and see. 7 more chapters, probably about 4 or 5 for this fight and all that. Let's see what's going to be happening, but that's all from me. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you guys, though, next time.